The matriarch has forced me to do something way beyond my ability, so I'm thankful for the Great Elder and the Second Elder not turning their back on me, and having Elder Martial Brother Chan Wu and Junior Martial Sister Yenner to come assist me. I've heard that Elder Martial Brother Chan Wu is familiar with the branch in the city of Tsufeng. Is there anything you can tell me about it? Just call me by my full name. I've been appointed by my master to assist Branch Master Xie, and as one of your subordinates, I can't accept being addressed as Elder Martial Brother. Second Elder's disciple, Chi Chan Wu. Very well, I'll call you Chan Wu. Chan Wu, tell me about the city of Tsufeng. Yes, the city of Tsufeng is quite uneventful to say the least. Tsufeng is located in the Jiangnan administrative region of the Han Empire. The mines there produce a special type of cold iron used to forge magic weaponry, and for a long time, this industry has been secretly controlled by the local power Great River Alliance. The Great River Alliance is an alliance composed of factions from 7 or 8 small cities near Tsufeng. While it is ranked low among the prestigious houses of the Han Empire, it controls the waterways under the constraints imposed by the imperial court, and as a local bigwig, it is not to be belittled. Just a few years ago, Wei Rideo had a conflict with a leader of the Great River Alliance for some unknown reason, justifiably injured him, and opened a branch in Tsufeng. Since then, the sect elders used their personal connections to establish contact with important members of the imperial court, forcibly snap the city of Tsufeng from the Great River Alliance's clutches, and get a portion of the cold iron or mining rights. Thanks to Wei Rideo's governance, our sect's Tsufeng branch has greatly solidified its place, and all the big and small powers in the city have adopted a fawning attitude towards us. I reckon Branch Master Xie will get a lot of courtesy from the small powers when you take up office. Is that so? I don't really care if I get any courtesies or not, but now that Wei Rideo is dead and I'm taking her place as Branch Master. Are you sure I'll manage to do so smoothly, Chan Wu? No matter how weak the Great River Alliance is, it shouldn't take much effort to take down a martial artist like me who's not even reached the innate realm, right? You're worrying too much, Branch Master Xie. They can't afford to mess with the marching sect. Otherwise, the sect master wouldn't feel comfortable assigning you to the city of Tsufeng. I see. But I'm still a little uneasy about the Great River Alliance, so you'll have to keep a close eye on them for me, Chan Wu. Although the matriarch wouldn't put me in harm's way, the more cards I have, the better. The Xue Lu could have been of help. But that old fox, Heaven 3, seems to be deliberately avoiding me, and I wasn't able to get in touch with him before I left. Otherwise, I wouldn't rely on this Ji Chan Wu. I'll do as the branch master wishes. Elder Martial Brother Ji, from now on, I'll deeply appreciate you running errands for me. After all, this guy may look simple-mindedly loyal with impeccable conduct, but it's hard to tell loyalty from deception. If I had received any negative emotions from him, I wouldn't have dared to leave him by my side. Sure, Yenner is much easier to get along with. She's so simple that as long as I don't piss her off, everything will be fine. A few days later, city of Tsufeng. Lakeside, flowing water pavilion. Branch Master. These two are the local Huixing money shop banker Zhao, and the Changhe clan's head Wu. The Changhe clan controls most of the inns and taverns in the city of Tsufeng, and the flowing water pavilion is the property of head Wu. I've long heard of young Lord Xie's distinguished name, but now that I've met you today, I see your reputation is truly well deserved. You deeply flatter me. In my opinion, with young Lord Xie's talents, I'm afraid that the 5 beauties and 4 princes in the Han Empire will soon become the 5 beauties and 5 princes. These are the local Huafang Madam Hao, and the gambling house's manager Fang. Long have we heard of young Master Xie's outstanding noble and handsome appearance and natural talent. In seeing you today, I see that you're truly most remarkable. You're too kind. The way these guys are treating me is not so much sucking up, but more like pandering. Chan Wu, didn't you say these people would be full of courtesies? But all they did was say some nice words and nothing else whatsoever. I don't suppose the marching sect will have to pay for this meal, will it? Branch Master, the conduct of these guys is a bit subtle, but I'm just a newcomer here, so I don't have a clear grasp of the situation. I only know that they weren't like this when Wei Rideo was in power. It looks like the situation in the city of Tsufeng isn't that stable either, but that's good, because if it were too stable, it'd be no fun. Branch Master, I'll investigate them after the feast. Yeah, go check them out. By the way, Chan Wu, that thing they were talking about just now, the 5 beauties and 4 princes, what's it about? The Branch Master is actually unaware? The 5 beauties and 4 princes hail from the various sects of the Han Empire, and are the most prominent of the young generation in the Han Empire. all of them with cultivation at the 9th layer of the acquired realm. It can be said that these 9 people will shape the destiny of the martial arts world in the Han Empire for decades to come. In addition, among them, the branch master's wife, elder martial sister Qin Xinxi, is known as the magical dignified beauty. Maching sect, the magical dignified beauty, Qin Xinxi. The magical dignified beauty? It turns out Qin Xinxi is really famous. Sounds about right. Qin Xinxi's body is indeed as springy as a konjac. Huh, isn't that Miss Shuyena of the Maching sect? Elder martial brother Chan Wu, the water lilies here are beautiful. Junior martial sister Yenner has never seen a water lily before, so I suppose she's very excited to see one for the first time. I was wondering where she'd gone, so she went to pick up water lilies. Don't think about it, that girl looks quite pretty this way. A poem should be recited at a time like this. Huh. It's the gentle dignified prince, Ji Yuntao. That woman with the mask on. I heard that the divine dignified beauty recently came to the city of Tsufeng with the gentle dignified prince. She must be the divine dignified beauty Xia Daoyun. It's the gentle dignified prince. It's my most beloved gentle dignified prince. I can't believe I'm seeing him in person. How embarrassing. He'll find out I'm infatuated with him. Here you go, a very beautiful water lily. That'll do it, right? Thank you for your gift, miss. I like it very much. The beautiful and young girl from a humble home parts the cold water on her magnolia boat. The lotus flowers reflect her looks, and their leers by her fragrance dyed. Holding a lotus flower in her hand, to the gentleman she offers it, wishing to wear a beautiful dress made from them. I gift you this poem as a token of appreciation from my humble self. Oh, you're too kind, young Lord Ji. The poem was very lovely and I liked it very much. I'm glad you like it. Forgive my rudeness, but may I know your name? My name is Shuyena, and I'm the last direct disciple of the great elder of the Maching sect. That's the gentle dignified prince, Ji Yuntao? That guy's style is similar to mine. As the main character, the most annoying thing is when there's a character clash. But compared to Ji Yuntao, that masked woman Xia Daoyun seems to attract me more. Not the kind of attraction between male and female, but rather a dim feeling that there's something about her that's calling out to me. Young Lord Ji, what brings you here today? Greetings, fellow seniors. I haven't seen you for a few days, young Lord Ji. You look even more elegant than ever. I heard that my fellow seniors would be gathered here with the newly appointed Tsufeng branch master from the Maching sect, so I came along with junior martial sister Xia to pay my respects. You were looking for me? Who is this? This is young Lord Xia, the new master of the Tsufeng branch from the Maching sect. Forgive me for my lack of courtesy, but I didn't come here to meet branch master Xia, but to ask my fellow seniors for a favor. Young Lord Ji, you actually have a favor to ask of us? As the contemporary chief disciple of the Taishan sect, something that even he can't do likely won't be simple. Why don't you tell us about your request, young Lord Ji? Let me listen to what he has to say first, but if it's too dangerous, it'd be best to pass it up. Not long ago, the chief disciple of the Dejing sect, Yan Jie, murdered his master, massacred his entire sect and fled the martial arts world. As you all know, the Dejing sect is a subordinate sect of the Buddhist Xinzhai, so if something happens to it, the Buddhist Xinzhai will naturally take care of it, and junior martial sister Xia will take charge. Yan Jie was originally an exceptional prodigy of the Dejing sect who had a bright future ahead of him. Unfortunately, somewhere along the line, he got a fragment of the mantra of the 6 demonic desires, an esoteric demonic sect technique. As a result, his temperament drastically changed, and he embraced the so-called method of cutting off one's worldly attachments to advance to the innate realm, massacring his entire sect. It is truly tragic and despicable. Yan Jie is at the 9th layer of the acquired realm, and combined with his demonic power boost, he will be very difficult to deal with. However, a few days ago, he was intercepted by junior martial sister Xia, and his whereabouts are unknown after he escaped with serious injuries. And now we've ascertained that he's in the city of Tsufeng. Demonic cultivator Yan Jie? He betrayed his sect? And he's here in Tsufeng? Does young Lord Ji wish for our aid? But I'm just a simple brothel keeper. I'd be more than happy to help with all this fighting and killing, but I lack the power to do so. It's strange that Ji Yuntao, being of the Taishan sect, is getting involved in the affairs of the Buddhist Xinzhai. It seems the rumors were right, that Ji Yuntao is indeed wooing Xia Daoyun. My fellow seniors, you worry too much. Naturally, I'm not asking you to confront Yan Jie head-on. Putting people who have nothing to do with it in harm's way is something that I, Yuntao, would feel beneath my dignity. I'm not afraid of that punk, but I fear that with his notoriously wicked temperament, he'll prey on my disciples. Young Lord Ji and Lady Xie have been in Xufeng for a few days now. Could this Yan Jie have already left? Naturally not. Junior Marshal Sister Xie left some devices on him to vaguely determine his location. His whereabouts have remained basically unchanged for the past few days. Yan Jie is badly wounded, so he won't easily change his hiding place, and he's hiding behind a human face mask, thinking he can conceal his identity from us by some lucky fluke. From what young Lord Ji said, you've already found out where Yan Jie is hiding. Since we aren't required to partake in the plan to surround and kill him, it seems we're not needed, right? No matter what plan Ji Yuntao has, we need to stop him from getting us involved in the killing of Yan Jie. Junior Marshal Sister Xie could only determine his general location, but since Yan Jie is wearing a human face mask, we can't pinpoint it accurately. It is impossible for Yan Jie to avoid the fact that your businesses cover almost everything related to food, clothing, housing and transportation in the city of Xufeng. I need information on the movement of people in all your respective businesses over the past half-month. With this information, coupled with Junior Marshal Sister Xie's senses, I'm sure we can find Yan Jie in this vast sea of people. No problem, it's but a trifling matter. It's my honor to help you, young Lord Ji. That's easy. If Yan Jie visited the Huafeng, there must be a record of it. This Yan Jie is a most heinous villain. We're duty-bound to do our part. So he just wanted information. I can do this kind of favor. Then I thank you all on behalf of Junior Marshal Sister Xie. Having brought this up, that demon, Yan Jie, was born into a righteous sect, and has always been taught the principles of benevolence, righteousness, propriety, wisdom, and faith. If he hadn't been led astray by the demonic sect's wickedness, would he have committed such an utterly unconscionable crime that would make anyone have the right to duly punish him? Ji Yuntao, this is a banquet for the branch master of our sect. What do you mean by demon and demonic sect's wickedness? Are you looking down on our marching sect? Ji Yuntao was indeed insinuating. I knew he was being cleverly sarcastic as soon as he opened his mouth. But why is Ji Chanwu being so impulsive? He's not acting as smoothly as he did before. And judging by their names, they're not related, are they? Yan Jie is a brutal savage. If he's not a demon, then who is? However, even though he's a demon, that he has nothing to do with the marching sect is something I and Junior Marshal Sister Xie know very well. Chanwu, you don't need to be so sensitive. Ji Yuntao, don't pretend you're innocent. Couldn't you go find these seniors anytime? Why did you only come now and took no notice of the branch master? Are you insulting our sect? This Ji Chanwu looks as if he's defending the dignity of the marching sect, but he's actually trying to force me to call Ji Yuntao out. I don't like Ji Yuntao either, and I was going to criticize him a little bit, but Ji Chanwu jumped out on his own, so now it's a different story. Chanwu, you're thinking too much. It was just more convenient to meet them all here. Besides, there's a difference between righteousness and demonicness, so we can't ask a demonic sect to capture a demon. That's why we didn't want to bother Branch Master Xie. That's not true, Brother Yuntao. Yan Jie is a brutal savage who betrayed his master and went against his ancestral teachings. Such a person wouldn't be tolerated by my sect either, so I don't see any issue with apprehending a guy like that. Brother Yuntao, you wouldn't think that the demon you used to characterize Yan Jie and the demon in my sect's name are one and the same, would you? I'd be glad to hear your thoughts. Our sect is an illustrious sect recognized by the imperial court. If every such sect had people just like Yan Jie, who are capable of incurring the greatest popular indignations, and give anyone the right to duly punish them, wouldn't that mean that the imperial court is blind? Brother Yuntao, what's your opinion? It's just as Branch Master Xie said. This Xie Yin is kind of interesting. In today's world, the illustrious sects recognized by the Han imperial court, regardless of whether they're righteous or demonic, just have different philosophies. The so-called righteous and demonic sects aren't a distinction between good and evil. Righteousness is the way of honesty, meaning that the righteous techniques are pure and long established, just like a grand, straightforward path, most ideal for those who steadily train. While demonicness is the way of mystery, meaning that the demonic techniques are magnificent and magical, just like going out on a limb through steep, bumpy and treacherous mountain peaks. But by blazing a new trail, one might find a way to climb to the top and get an awe-inspiring bird's-eye view at the very summit. So if any of you gentlemen are unable to achieve any results with normal cultivation, you can come have a try at the marching sect. That's an interesting way of putting it. I'd expect nothing else from a branch master, always eager to attract new disciples. However, Even though demonic techniques make it possible to find a different way of doing things, there are often unexpected costs or circumstances that can easily cause people to dramatically change their nature. In fact, Yan Jie is a living example. Junior Martial Sister Xie, you don't like to be persistently in contact with people from demonic sects, so you must be very tired of this trip, right? Not to the point of boredom, but... After examining this branch master Xie carefully, I realized that Elder Martial Sister Xinxi really admires beautiful things. This Xie Daoyun didn't say anything the whole time, but as soon as she did, she mentioned Qin Xinxi. Do they know each other? Junior Martial Sister Xie, let's be on our way. Gentlemen, Junior Martial Sister Xie and I'll be quietly waiting for good tidings at the Panlion. Young Lord Ji and Lady Xie, take care. Young Lord Ji left so soon. Young Lord Ji is gone, but we still have Branch Master Xie. Apart from that Xie Daoyun being very cold, I was unable to perceive anything else about her, and that Ji Yuntao is polite on the surface. But underneath he shouldn't be a simple man. That they didn't come earlier or afterwards to meet these local notables, but came exactly when they were holding the welcome bouquet for me. Do they take me for a fool? Branch Master Xie, we'll be taking our leave now, as the situation with Yan Jie may take an unexpected turn at any time. A villain like Yan Jie can't be allowed to stay in the city of Xufeng. The sooner young Lord Ji finishes him off, the better. That's understandable. You guys can go about your business. These bigwigs of the city of Xufeng are somewhat devious. I don't need you here. Go back first. Chan Wu and I have something to discuss. Yes. Young Lord Ji, you seem to like water lilies, so I picked some more. Eh? Where's young Lord Ji? You've been picking water lilies for an hour. They've already left. I'm going to see young Lord Ji off. That girl, Shi Yener, has obsession for Ji Yuntao written all over her face. Whatever will come next. Branch Master Xie, this Ji Yuntao from the Tai Xian sect doesn't give a damn about our sect. I really stand idly by and watch. Oh? The demonic cultivator Yan Jie isn't to be underestimated, so in my view, maybe we can use him to bring Ji Yuntao down a peg? Ji Wucheng, you're quite pleased with yourself, aren't you? Pleased with myself? I'm not sure what the branch master means. The dignity of our sect isn't to be humiliated lightly, so you thought that if you jumped out on your own and pointed out Ji Yuntao's insinuations, I would have to shed all pretense of cordiality with him, didn't you? Branch master? Protecting the dignity of the marching sect is what I should be doing as branch master, but I prefer not to be taken advantage of. I don't care what kind of grudge you have against Ji Yuntao. The next time you want to use me, you better think about whether you have the right to do so or not. As an insignificant pawn, where did you get the impression that you were a chess player? Tell me, what's going on? Don't say you have nothing to do with Ji Yuntao. Please forgive me, branch master. I do have a relationship with Ji Yuntao. Ji Yuntao and I belong to the same family, the Ji family in Jiangnan. He's my cousin. Among the younger generation of the Ji family, Ji Yuntao is the most outstanding one. Ji Yuntao is a very arrogant guy and the family members his age aren't fond of him. Anyway, the two of us have never been on good terms, so to keep him out of my sight, I simply ran away from home, joined the marching sect and seldom return. Arrogant? Aren't fond of him? Actually, they're just losers who are jealous of Mr. Perfect. In my past life there were many losers who said I was arrogant too. I don't know what possessed me. I'm already a disciple of the marching sect, but I'm still dwelling on the past. Even trying to use the sect to suppress Ji Yuntao. I have committed a grave sin, branch master. Please punish me. That's the way. I like to hear the truth. Finger of Nirvana. Branch master, this. I healed your face, but the same mistake isn't to happen again. Do you hear me? Thank you, branch master. I'll never do it again. Okay, tell me about the relationship between Xie Daoyun and Ji Yuntao. The capture of Yan Jie is Xie Daoyun's business, but Ji Yuntao is actively participating as a disciple of the Tai Xian sect. Don't tell me they're having an affair? It's a long story. So I'll start with the Buddhist Xinzhai, which Xie Daoyun belongs to. The Buddhist Xinzhai is the oldest sect in the Han Empire, rumored to possess a 1,000-year-old inheritance. The reason why the Buddhist Xinzhai has lasted through the ages is that, in addition to its own inheritance of mysterious skills, it has the support of someone else. Legend has it that every 100 years, a reincarnated saint from the primordial god star will appear in the Han Empire, who will lead the way in unifying the righteous and the demonic. And every 100 years, the Buddhist Xinzhai will assign a descendant to seek this reincarnated individual. Xie Daoyun is the descendant of this generation. Xie Daoyun has traveled around the world with many young talents, and Ji Yuntao is the one who has spent the most time with her. Many believe that Ji Yuntao is the reincarnation of this generation. However, I believe that this claim was mostly spread by Ji Yuntao himself, for the purpose of courting Xie Daoyun. Oh, so did Ji Yuntao ever get to court Xie Daoyun? I don't think so. No matter how outstanding Ji Yuntao is, Xie Daoyun has already seen many who are just like him. Yeah, that's what I thought. I don't think they were behaving very intimately, so I guess they're just friends. Alright, no more gossip. I'm somewhat interested in what Ji Yuntao said today. Keep an eye on those local big shots, and pay special attention to when Ji Yuntao and the others will attack Yan Jie. Understood, I'll get right on it. I can't wait to see it. How much talent does Ji Yuntao truly have in comparison to his reputation? 2 days later. It turns out that Yan Jie has been hiding in Head Wu's Rujian, disguised as a traveling merchant. This guy really knows how to conceal his presence, since he hasn't left Xifeng for so many days. The surrounding population has been dispersed, right? Don't worry, Yan Jie is the only one left in this vicinity besides us. So what if Yan Jie's martial arts are great? Not as much as a peep happens in Xifeng without me knowing. Come on, if Ji Yuntao hadn't given you 3 suspicious locations to investigate, would you even know where Yan Jie was hiding? Then Yan Jie wouldn't have been found without me. Oh, if Head Wu is so tough, why didn't you go ahead and capture Yan Jie with your own hands? Manager Fang must be joking. Finding Yan Jie's location was just a way to please Ji Yuntao. Whether it's the Taishian sect, the Buddhist Xinjiai, or the Maching sect, they're all outsiders to us. And since they're outsiders, what's the rush to help? We just need to maintain our relationship. That's exactly right. Now, we just have to stand aside and watch the show. Oh, you have a show going on, yet you didn't even call me? It's just the capture of Yan Jie. What's there to see? And if we're going to talk about something to look at, wouldn't it be much better to look at Branch Master Xie? If it was just someone as insignificant as Yan Jie, there'd be really nothing to see. But the moon tonight is nice. Yan Jie, it's pointless to hide any longer. Come out. Ji Yuntao, you're really just like a ghost that refuses to leave. You're going to all this trouble for that Xie Daoyun? How rude, but since you're about to die, I'll let you indulge yourself for a while. Huh, someone's locking me with their spiritual power. Wait, it's not coming from Ji Yuntao's direction, it's coming from the sky. A clear sword intent untouched by worldly affairs. It's Xie Daoyun's celestial intuition sword technique. But if I got away from you once, I'll get away again. Is that the mantra of the 6 demonic desires? I wonder if it can match the Buddhist Xinjiai's martial art, the celestial intuition sword technique. It's said that the mantra of the 6 demonic desires is an esoteric technique from the 2nd demonic sect, the Xinhua sect, and even though it's incomplete, you can still feel its bizarreness. The so-called 6 desires, seeing, hearing, smelling, speaking, touching, and thinking, are human survival instincts themselves, and the purpose of the mantra of the 6 demonic desires is to hone one's will by continuously confronting these 6 desires. Ultimately, one can cut off and even control these 6 desires, and let one's spirit transcend the mundane. Mantra of the 6 demonic desires. Desire for smell. Those who've successfully practiced the mantra of the 6 demonic desires can control other people's 6 desires so that they can't see, hear, smell, speak, feel, or think. Mantra of the 6 demonic desires. Desire for taste, desire for touch. And those who completely master it can even manifest their 6 desires just like now. However, it's still not as good as Xie Daoyun's astounding sword technique. The mantra of the 6 demonic desires can control other people's 5 senses and even materialize one's own 6 desires to attack enemies. If it was me who had to capture Yan Jie, I'm afraid I'd not necessarily be a match for him. The so-called 5 beauties and 4 princes are really quite powerful. Moreover, I feel that she's attracting me again. Xie Daoyun, one day I'll figure out the secret behind the thing around your neck. It seems that while I was tirelessly healing my wounds, Xie Daoyun's power has improved further. It's unfortunate that the mantra of the 6 demonic desires I've learned is incomplete. Without the desire to think mantra, I can't put up a good fight against her sword attacks. And if I were to just turn around and flee, under the celestial intuition sword technique spiritual lock, there's no way for me to dodge, hide, or live. Only when I get rid of the spiritual lock can I use that move. Seeing, touching, hearing, smelling, speaking, 5 desires combination illusory body. Yan Jie has already practiced the 5 desires combination illusory body? No wonder he was able to escape from Xie Daoyun before. The so-called 6 desires are actually related to the 6 mortal forms, and can be considered as an integral part of the foundation of human beings. And if you can completely control the 6 desires, you can give birth to a body from your own mind and live anew. If you can control 5 of the 6 desires, you'll be able to detach from your own being to create an illusory body that can break free from the spiritual lock. It's truly unfathomable. Oh no, it looks like Yan Jie is going to run away again. Ji Yuntao, it's time for you to take action. It's really unpleasant to use this move, since it's more painful than just taking a sword blow from her. But at least I can save my life with it, so it's better than nothing. Ji Yuntao, oh Ji Yuntao, regardless of how brilliant you are, you never imagined I'd be able to practice the 5 desires combination illusory body, right? The 2 of you won't be enough to kill me today. Humph? I've kept you waiting, Junior Martial Sister Xie. Tai Xian Sect Esoteric Technique. True heavenly mantra of the primordial God. What's going on? This is the Tai Xian Sect's true heavenly mantra of the primordial God. It's that Ji Yuntao, his true heavenly mantra of the primordial God, can spiritually suppress its victims. It's a devious technique designed to subdue demonic practitioners. Demons and monsters have nowhere to hide. I never thought that Ji Yuntao had already practiced the true heavenly mantra of the primordial God. My death was inevitable. Branch Master, are you alright? I'm fine. That illusion had some of the power of those during the battle between the matriarch and the high priestess of the blissful temple. Is Ji Yuntao really only at the 9th layer of the acquired realm? If I hadn't leaned against the railing, I'd have been humiliated. The divine impact of Zen was completely unresponsive. I'm pretty much powerless to resist such an attack at the spiritual level. Branch Master, the true heavenly mantra of the primordial God can be restrained and released at will. It won't affect the innocent under control. That bastard Ji Yuntao must have done it on purpose. He's trying to hammer us. Ji Chanwu is still trying to incite me with his remarks. But he's right. Ji Yuntao was deliberately trying to intimidate everyone, including me, with the intensity of that move. I've always been benevolent to others, but I'm not so honest that I'd greet someone with a broad smile who's dropped in to bully me. My apologies, everyone, but I'm new to the true heavenly mantra of the primordial God, and I lost the hang of it for a short while, so it affected those of you who were uninvolved. Not at all, young Lord Ji fought very well. As expected of young Lord Ji, the damage is much less than I anticipated. It's young Lord Ji, after all. Brother Yuntao is truly amazing. In terms of martial arts, you're able to vanquish vile fiends with a flick of your hand, and in terms of writing, you're able to pen down romance. I'm able to pen down romance. What does Branch Master Xie mean by that? Don't try to hide it, Brother Yuntao. When I was in Jiangling, I had the pleasure of reading a few of Deja Vu's romance novels. Isn't there a rumor on the streets that this Deja Vu is Brother Yuntao? I've long admired your striking literary talent. I've heard about this Deja Vu who writes romance novels. There's indeed a rumor that Deja Vu is Ji Yuntao from the Tai Xian sect. Young Lord Ji absolutely hates it when people mention this rumor. Is Branch Master Xie from the Maching sect trying to pick a fight with him? Branch Master Xie, there's no need to discuss these hearsay rumors. What Junior Martial Sister Xie said is very true. You overexerted your mind using the Celestial Intuition Sword technique tonight. So why do we have to take trouble discussing this further? I'd rather see you off early to get some rest. Thank you for your trouble, Elder Martial Brother Ji. We'll take our leave, gentlemen. I won't bother to see you off. A few days later, after the last hour parting, neither any local factions nor Ji Yuntao have made any moves. The branch is being managed neatly with Ji Changwu's help. I underestimated him before, but without Ji Changwu's help, I wouldn't have figured out the situation of the branch so quickly. He's good at everything, but is too obsessed with Ji Yuntao. If Ji Yuntao had a system, he would probably receive origin points from Ji Chanwu 24 hours a day. Ji Chanwu can be useful, but if I want to completely bring him under control, Ji Yuntao can be a hurdle for him to stride over. Shiyener is Ji Yuntao's fangirl and runs over to his residence every day. Luckily, she's not in charge of the branch, otherwise she would have sent all the forces in Xifeng out to win Ji Yuntao's favor. Love makes women dumb. Shiyener has completely forgot that she was sent by the Great Elder to keep me in balance. Casting aside these two inner worries, the situation isn't optimistic by any stretch. The attitude of the local factions is neither hostile nor friendly, and they have always been respectful toward me, with no obvious intention to oppose me. But they're no longer as obedient as they were when Wei Rodeo presided over them. It won't be long before the annual Jiangnan meeting where every year they divide up the proceeds. In the past, the largest share in Xufeng has gone to the Maching sect, but I'm afraid this year Ji Yuntao and Xia Daoyun have been staying in Xufeng all this time, and I don't know what their purpose is. The city of Xufeng appears to be calm and peaceful, but in reality, there's rather a bit of sense of movement brewing in the background. There's really no quick way to overcome the situation for a while. Might isn't equal to people after all. Since there's nothing else to do right now, I'd better go to another small world and harvest some suckers. It's really slow to gather origin points in the main world. I've only gone up about 400 points since returning from the world of Kunxiong, and it's not nearly enough to upgrade the Finger of Flowery Swords to level 4. The random world finder has found the world of Tongling. To travel to this world, 500 origin points will be spent. 500? Why did it go up so much? It was only 50 origin points before. Activating the realm travel function, calculating route. Do you wish to travel to the discovered world of Tongling? System, what's going on? This is extortion. Shit, not answering me back, you're being awfully reserved. If I exclude the possibility of the system inflating prices, from the previous rounds of traveling, the more origin points spent, the higher the level of the world. Being 500 origin points now indicates that the world of Tongling is much more difficult. And the more difficult it is, the higher the profit I can get, but the greater the consequent risk. But I can always choose to return, so at most I'll go bankrupt, but not die. I'm in. 500 origin points have been used. Realm travel function Astra Ted. World of Tongling. The only son of the Xia group Xia Yan, soul replacement succeeded. Oh, look at this outfit. A modern world setting, is it? But what's this all about? Was the original owner having some kind of ghost story rally with this bunch? Then rumor has it that the little girl's resentment has lingered on that doll and never faded away. Yet anyone unlucky enough to see that cursed doll will be hanged without fail. The cursed doll may be prowling our neighborhood right now, looking for its next victim. The performance was pompous, the dialogue was dull, the plot was cliched, and the story was terribly told. Thank goodness it was the original owner listening. Memory import. Starting. Let's see who the me in this world is first. The original owner is a good-looking child of a nouveau riche family. Both his parents are abroad, he lives alone, is actually quite modest, though not very good at socializing, and a pure and single as fuck virgin whose handsomeness is wasted on him. He doesn't have any enemies nor did he have any special experiences. This world is also a very ordinary modern world. This simple and boring setting actually cost me 500 origin points. Bien Gui. Long Tao. As for the others, they're all members of an outdoor club added by the original owner on a social networking app, and today is the day they decided to go out camping. But this whole camping trip is just a sorority these people came up with in order to date Jiang Xiaolan. In other words, the original owner is really just the silly son of a rich family. According to the memory of Jiang Xiaolan's behavior, she's obviously a woman who's unbelievably proficient at making herself irresistible to men and simultaneously an expert at seducing the guys in the entire club. Bien Gui, you're too good at this. I'm a little scared. Leaving the whole aside for now, why don't I see what the quest is? Loading quest. Lin Feng, the Ghost King, who had been deceased for 1,000 years, has been reborn inside one of his descendants, only to find him destitute, begging for a living and calling a hovel for his home for years on end. On the other hand, the descendants of his former servants are celebrated and lead voluptuous lives. The Ghost King, in his rage, vowed to kill all the servants who betrayed their lord. Issuing quest. Exterminate the Ghost King, Lin Feng. Within half a year. During that time, don't leave the city of Xiashul or else the quest fails. Upon completion of the quest, you can return with all the power you've gained in this world, otherwise you'll get nothing. What the devil? Why does the setting for this quest look so stupid? System, you're getting more and more amusing. Usually, I possess either a victim or a villain, never a character who has nothing to do with the story. Perhaps, I'm one of those servant descendants who's waiting to be killed by the Ghost King? What's that sound? But in the original owner's memory, there's nothing about any ghosts or gods in this world. It's very odd. It hurts. It really hurts. It can't be. It's Lu Rin, the ghost doll from the story. Xia Yan. Hey, you dodged. Why'd you fall down? Xia Yan? Huh, Xiaolan fell down? Hey, turn on the lights. Come on, get the medical kit, her knees are bleeding. Xiaolan, are you okay? Don't be afraid, it's all props, they're fake. What do you two think you're doing? Acting? What would you have done if someone got hurt because of your antics? Wasn't this your idea, Bien Gui? You, fine, just blame it on me. And you, Xia Yan, I saw it all just now. Xiaolan was about to fall over, but instead of catching her, you dodged? When I saw the quest just now, I got a little excited, but I just happened to encounter this prank, so I subconsciously prepared to fight using the finger of flowery swords. Fortunately, I've just entered this world and haven't had time to retrain my martial arts, or else I would have accidentally killed someone. I have something else to do, so I'll be going. I'd better go home and check my family tree to see if one of my ancestors' names was Lin Feng. I must get a thorough understanding of the entire context. What do you mean you're leaving already? Just forget about him. It's more important to check up on Xiaolan's injury. They're all really diehard fans of that hoe, but someone's missing. Looks like fellow classmate Bien Gui doesn't like Jiang Xiaolan that much. Thanks so much for the origin points. Xia Yan just went up and left. What the hell is up with that? Let's beat it too, Xiaolan. Want to go for a spin with me? I brought my family's BMW X12 today. I've got stuff to do tomorrow, so forget about the ride. Isn't Xia Yan usually so coy? But how come his expression looked so manly just now? But I'd like you to take me home later, Long Tao. I don't know how many times he's bragged about his BMW, but he's nothing compared to Xia Yan. I found out by accident that his family is filthy rich and his looks. I've definitely got to get my hands on him. Xiaolan, I drove my car here too. Get in my car. You're not afraid of upsetting Xiaolan with that beat-up car of yours? It's been a long time since I've driven a car. It's a good thing there aren't many people on the road this late at night, so I can let myself go. I was in such a trance that I almost thought I was back on Earth. Having traveled through several worlds, modern civilization remains my favorite indeed. But this time, in addition to limiting the geographical scope, the system has given half a year for the quest. So it seems that the difficulty isn't small. As one would expect of a world worth 500 origin points, the difficulty is certainly high. Was that a hallucination? Or a ghost? What a pain, there are really ghosts. I've only fought people, not these things. Meanwhile, what was that just now? It was gone in a flash, probably just a bat. Don't be scared, Xiaolan. But there really was some kind of shadow floating across the front of the car. The ritual has been completed. Now, it's time to reap the harvest to the fullest. 1 day later. Sleepy. Huh. Oh my. First. 2 days later. Someone fell off the building. Look on the 26th floor. The balcony railing is broken. What shoddy construction. Second. Xia Yan's house. I purposely went through the family tree, and even called the original owner's parents who are on vacation overseas, but got no clues, and was scolded for staying up late reading online blogs. But after googling the name Lin Feng, I must say, what a name for a main character. The god of war Lin Feng returned home only to find out that his fiancée was unjustly sent to her grave. At his command, 100,000 retired officers and soldiers raced to his side and shouted, "Tiger General, please lead us once more." Lin Feng, who's living at his wife's parents' house, is looked down upon with contempt by his mother-in-law and deemed to be a parasite, but to everyone's surprise, the country's richest and most influential men kneel down at his sight and call him Lord Lin. These are all some kind of gibberish novels. Forget it. Let me just keep practicing the divine impact of Zen. When you're just off the boat, getting yourself a reflective armor is the way to go. Every time I cross over, except for the finger of Nirvana, I have to practice all my martial arts again, which is a complete waste of both my energy and origin points. System, can't you be a little bit more humane? Once my break is over, I'll go back to my room and grind all night to practice Divine Impact of Zen up to the entry level. The Divine Impact of Zen is a fusion of skills, so its practice is vastly different from the Heavenly Guard, but I've finally managed to reach the entry level. System panel, come out. Upgrade the Divine Impact of Zen over the level cap. The original owner is just an ordinary person, so the tempering of the flesh by martial arts is even more severe. But his endurance is so poor that I feel even more bloated now than when I first upgraded the Heavenly Guard. I feel like I'm pregnant with octuplets at least. However, the divine impact of Zen actually requires 240 origin points to go over the level cap, 100 more than needed for the Heavenly Guard. As expected of a fused skill, it's more expensive. I've advanced to the third layer of the acquired realm. Finally, I have some self-protection. There aren't many origin points left, but in a modern world, it won't be hard to harvest them, so I just need to think of a quick and easy way to do it. Jiang Xiaolan's calling? I want to see you. Come right away.